are back at it again. Yes, welcome. Uplifting waiting room. We got our boy D.
I'm back, y'all. What's up? How you guys doing?
And welcome Daisy. We missed you last time. Welcome.
Woo-hoo.
Good to have you.
Of course.
Good to have you. Well, I hope you guys are doing good out there. We're back again today for more upliftment. We're going to continue our topic from last time on letting go. Daisy wasn't here, so she's going to put some insight in, what D and I was talking about.
Yes.
About hopefully. The art of letting go. But also we're going to talk about the healing process, when it comes to letting go. Because, there are some people still out there who haven't let go of a lot of things. So we try to get a male's perspective and a female perspective of letting go. So, D, remember last time we were talking, I think we touched upon, relationship. Mm-hmm. That's, the big one. Why is it so tough for people to let go of a relationship? And even after the breakup and everything, it's just hard for people to move on. And sometimes they take that baggage, sometimes that extra baggage into the new relationship and stuff, not knowing that they're sabotaging a new relationship. But some people don't realize. I mean, we all been through it. We don't realize it. So what can you touch upon on a male perspective?
Healing. That's a tough one, because the way how I normally heal is just I pause. Mm-hmm. I look at the situation and make sure that I'm not in the wrong first of all. And if she's in the wrong, I think about how she could have made it better before I confront her and talk about the situation. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I just breathe, think for a minute, and then speak. Okay. That's really how I heal. I talk it out. I don't just sit and let it rot.
Yeah. But what about some people when they don't do that?
They just need to pause and just think for a second. That's all I say. If you think that you're going to ruin your happiness for another person, that means that person don't want you or you don't want them.
Oh, it's not meant to be?
Or it's not meant to be. You just got to really ask yourself those tough questions. Mm-hmm. Is how you heal.
I think it goes through different stages too. I think sometimes, when you're a teenager to when you're in your 20s, your 30s.
Even being a teenager, yeah, there was a heartbreak.
Yeah.
But you cried it out. You still thought about the situation. I mean, you're in your room, you're crying. You're thinking, oh, did I do something wrong? Yep. Or did he do something wrong? That's my point. Everybody's going to have to realize that at one point, you just got to sit back and analyze the situation. Mm-hmm. Because if you go into it full steam, you're not truly going to heal. Step back, analyze what you have in front of you before you can move forward.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's a process.
It's a true process.
It takes time. Some people, it takes years,
I'm just happy I caught it soon.
It's always a blessing when you get that wisdom and understanding sooner than better rather than later, because I mean, it's easier said than done. Someone could be watching this and be like, yeah,
he's just saying.
Yeah, he's just saying that. It's so easy. It's not easy.
From the age of 8, to 21, I dealt with it.
It's not easy, and I think one of the biggest thing when it comes to letting go is relationship is such a big one. The hurt.
The hurt, the pain. The time, the energy. I just go to money. The money I put in. Jesus Christ. My God. I don't care about anything else, but you going to give me my 50% back?
Then you going to give me your 50% back? You invested already.
Invested, yeah. The money's supposed to accumulate. Yeah. See, relationships are an investment.
It is an investment. And
think about it. Like if you really think about it, you're putting money, time, energy,
and your heart
into something that you think is going to be worth millions.
And I think the one that is so priceless is your heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you invested already.
Exactly. And then when it's broken, how do you pick yourself back up?
Yeah.
Because it's like a gambler, once you lose all your money, it's like, I just lost a deed to my house, my wife is going to kill me.
Oh, I mean,
right
there. What do you think about that, Daisy?
Well, for me, I am in the healing process right now.
Yeah.
And letting go. So my tradition is the Buddhist tradition, and part of that is attachment the more you're attached to something, the more suffering will come once it's removed from you. So if you're really attached to an idea and it doesn't come through, you feel disappointed. You're really attached to the idea that you have this person, and then in your mind they're this way, and then the more you're attached, when it ends, it's like a reciprocal relationship. It's like almost more suffering. So for me, part of it is looking at the attachments that didn't really serve me, or the stories that I'm telling myself of why I still long for this person or this thing or whatever it was.
Fantasize.
Right, that I'm like, I can't let go of. And that it helps me to recognize that, to look at it, like you said, to have a breath, to show some restraint, and to look and see, okay, I was really, really attached to this, and that's why I'm so incredibly disappointed that it didn't work out. I was really attached to the idea of what I was building in this relationship and how it was going to work out, and my dreams of how it was going to work out. And then when it didn't, the reality check was, painful. And it's like, well, how do I let go of those dreams that I had? And it sitting with suffering, I have found, is very painful. And a lot of times we'll do things, whether they're self-destructive behaviors or what have you, to numb out or push it away because we still don't want to let go. Like you said, then you come back and you take that into another relationship. So a lot of times, maybe being single, I guess, if that's what you want, or whatever it takes for you to really put in your own work to heal. And I don't really have good answers on how to do that at this point because I'm going through it right now. It's hard for me to see. But I do recognize that a lot of my suffering is created by myself because of me getting attached to what have you. And then the fallout or the disappointment.
But have you thought about any positive things since you've been dealing with this type of situation?
And that's that's the thing that I'm struggling with, is that the positive things make, it's tough when you remember the positive things because then you want to go back.
Well, I'm not talking about the relationship. Like, I remember, like, you have friends who care for you, you have family members who want to see you thrive, you have your job that you got to focus on, instead of your mind just letting you dwell on your situation that hurt you. Are you focusing on the positive?
I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I struggle to do that. I get that advice and I know I should, and I really do feel better, but when I'm helping other people or I'm focusing on helping other people's problems,
you distract yourself,
avoiding my own. And then, like you said, I should be reaching out to people or family, but I have this feeling that I'm going to burden them if I tell them about my pain. I never want to be that person. I want to be the person they come to. I don't think that that's a good thing, but it's something that I'm kind of working on right now.
What I always say is you always got to check on your strong friends. They can be strong for you, but weak-minded sometimes.
And that's true. And I think
yeah.
No, you made a perfect point, because I think sometimes social media is such a, there's pros and cons to it, right? And people see people out there and be like, oh, that person is so strong, they got it all together, I want to be like them. But you don't know what that person is going through. We can put it together. Like, we can come on here and we can put it together, and someone could be watching this and say, oh, look, they they got it together and stuff like that. But we are all going through our own struggles, right? So now when it comes to the healing process, it's like you've invested this time into, it could be a relationship, a business, it could be anything. Right. You've invested time, right? So now when it doesn't work out, now you sit back, you're like, man, I just wasted my time. But here's the thing, right? If you have that mindset, like, I just wasted my time, don't look at it as you wasted your time. You have to put, like, the flip side of, you know what? It may have been negative, but it was a learning experience, and now I have to move forward. It's not easy, because now it's like you have to, like, sit down and look within yourself and say, well, first of all, where did I go wrong? And second of all, don't beat yourself up, because it'll be time like, oh, did I do something wrong? Or maybe it was me. You have to get over that hump where don't always blame yourself. You know what I mean? And a lot of people blame themselves. Like, I've talked to people who's like, maybe it's this, I wasn't good enough. No, you have to get over that hump of, you got to love yourself first. And that's the thing when it comes to any like relationship. What I've learned when I went through my struggles or my broken relationship is like at the end of the day that I have to love me first, and you have to know the kind of person you are. You know what I mean? You have to be the one like, okay, if I, when you do something wrong, you know what I mean? Like, everybody know if you do something wrong, you're like, okay, I did something wrong. But if you're trying to make yourself like, oh, I have to do this to make this person happy or for this person to be with me,
you're sacrificing your own.
You're sacrificing your own happiness, and that means you're walking on eggshells because every time you do that, it's all about, oh, I'm doing this to make that. But what about you? What makes you happy?
Somebody said something about this recently, and it blew my mind. I think, and they said that when you kind of just let it roll, you let it go, and you think, okay, I'm just letting it go, I can handle it. But what you're actually doing is you're violating your own boundary. And I never looked at it like that before. To make room for that other person, you go, oh, okay, they need this, so I just won't do this for me. You kind of violate your own boundaries of self-care or what have you.
But that's where communication and respect comes in. If you think about it. The place where I'm at in my relationship right now is we take things day by day.
Yeah.
We don't force it. We don't blame each other. We literally act like we're best friends. Look, that's my homie. Yeah, we did stuff to each other. We hurt each other. But now that we realize that we got older, it's not a relationship. You're chilling with your friend. You're your best friend. So people... You know what I mean?
I think that's the important part. It's like you have to have you have to build a friendship first. I think we rush into relationships so fast. Like you see this person, and first, number one, when you see that person, you're looking at that person, the eyes. Now you're lusting, right? Oh, they're so handsome. Oh, she's so whatever the case may be. It's like we don't take the time to be like, oh, let me get to know you. Let's be friends. Let's get to know one another. But we just boom,
go straight into it.
You have to take time, and then with healing, healing is everybody has gone through a healing process or is going through a healing process. Yeah. But it comes to that point where.
So why when guys be healing, women tend to think that we're out at the clubs or doing something?
I think it's just that social stereotype. Because
sometimes guys can be on the couch eating a pint of ice cream too.
No, it is true. But you know what? It's like the first impression a woman gets like, oh, you know what? Women will be like, oh, I'm hurting, the emotional part, and then like, oh yeah, he's out there. He's probably with another chick right now. Like I said, it's just that society, social type. It's not right because men cry too. I agree. They hurt, but you guys express it differently.
If you're trying to reach out because you don't want to be at home in a depression because you're worried about your mood and you're worried about your mental health, so you're like, my friends just want to drag me out, and then someone comes at you like you're cheating or you're looking for someone else and you don't really love me.
You gotta surround yourself with the people that ain't gonna lead you down that path.
No, I was speaking to what you were saying about like if you're just going out, like why can't guys go out to the club? Like why can't that be healing? It could be if you're just with your friends just to get out of the house.
Not the strip club, nah.
But
there's certain.
But there are some.
There's certain guys and
really just had to get.
There are some friends. Their boys
heartbroken.
Find
the right friends to go around because some of your friends can be like, nah, bro, forget about her. Let's go to this place. You feel me? Or nah, let's go to the strip club. Or nah, bro.
It's like, do they really think that's going to help you heal, or do they really just want to go to the strip club?
Sometimes as men, we need to find the right friends to help us keep us down, going on the right path.
Yeah, sure.
Without that, and we follow some friends that's just going to ruin your relationship. And it's like...
But as you say that, what's funny? It's like, when you really think about it, when people say, oh, you know what, I don't believe what the Bible says, right? There's a proverb in the Bible that says, don't be fooled. You know what I mean? Bad company corrupts good behavior. Right there. It's right in Proverbs. You could be a good person, but if you're around bad company, the influence it doesn't just happen at once. No. It over time, little by little.
Even during the arguments, have your boy, if you text your, but I know me and my girl just got in an argument. Oh yeah, she's always starting problems. Why you guys stayed in that relationship for?
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like most people, it may start off as being innocent, but they don't know. Like they're planting a little venom because you may be a good person, but if you're around bad company, that's what's gonna happen. It's like drinking. If you say, "Oh, I don't want to drink," but you're around a bunch of people who are drinking, what's gonna happen eventually?
I want self-control. The drinking is self-control. I got attest to it. I'm around people who drink all the time.
Well, I mean,
I quit drinking. I'm like, I don't drink.
but you used to.
Yeah, 2016. I haven't drank like in what, a couple years.
Well, see,
Yeah.
you've grown.
I
That's
still
the
smoke.
thing.
I know my lane and stay in my lane.
Exactly. So now
I'd rather smoke, go to sleep than drink, wake up with a hangover.
now how do you get now how do you get a person who's listening to this into their lane? You know what I mean?
It's hard.
It takes time.
I know I'm making it look easy. I'm making it look very easy.
It's
but
not easy. It's
not
hard.
Easy. It's hard. You gotta ask yourself the tough questions. Like one of the questions I ask myself is, I got a 3-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be running with the guys, doing this, doing that. But when she was born, I literally had to sit here and ask myself, is like, what type of guy do I want her to see?
Yeah.
Do I want her to see me going to jail, in and out, or me losing a job every other month? What type of person she wants to see? Does she want to see her mother happy, or does she want to see her mother sad, and me inflicting pain, or doing this or doing that? So that's how I really sat down and thought about the situation. Even I thought about my mom. Like I told you, me and my mom, I had this conversation the other day. I talked to her, I was like, I don't want you stressing over me. Yeah, I may be a bad son, but trust me, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to move. Yeah, I was bad then, but I know how to move. And she fully embraced it and accepted it. That she ain't gonna be bird watching over my shoulders and doing this. It's just the tough questions you gotta literally sit here and ask yourself, like, who am I really living on this earth for? Am I living on this earth for my mother, my friends? We're all gonna die at some point. So today I gotta start living for me. Living to be the person that I want to be. And that's when I came to the conclusion, like, yo, fuck all that shit, man. I'm gonna just stay in my lane.
I always say God first. What's important, take care of you. I think that's what we overlook all the time. We're so worried about everybody else. Oh, I gotta do this to make this person happy. I gotta do. You could do that for. It's kind of like you put a full tank of gas in your car. You could drive and drive and drive.
The gas gonna be
that tank's gonna get empty because you're trying to please people or trying to do stuff for people. You have to be your own individual. Sometimes you have to stand alone. Sometimes you have to have time to yourself and like retreat and just be like, oh God, please help me. Just direct me in the right path. And a lot of times it's like, it's always about, it's acceptance too. So the healing process is like, do you accept yourself or you're more worried about what people are going to say, But if you're living your life about people accepting you, it's going to be tough because you have to love you. You have to love yourself.
And also manifesting is a big thing. Manifesting happiness is a big thing.
Yeah.
And every night I go, I thank God. I tell him, thank you for bringing me through my trials and tribulations. Because without them, I wouldn't be the person that I am.
Exactly. Even me here sitting here. You gotta
accept the bad with the good. So.
True to challenges. Yeah. That's why I'm here. It's not easy.
I'm a diamond, baby. I shine.
He's a diamond that shines.
I shine.
So, that was interesting what you were saying about your mom, like letting go. Yeah, we all know African parents. It's hard for them to let go.
It's very hard. Even when you get older, like you're 30, your mother is still there. Like can't do nothing. But sometimes my mom actually respects my space.
Yeah.
And she didn't come to my house, but she didn't come to my house.
Letting go. Healing. It's just
everybody got their own way of healing.
Everybody do.
It's how you use it for good and not bad.
The big cliche that time heals all wounds is actually true. It is. From being a little bit older than you and going through like traumas throughout my childhood and things like that I thought would never heal. And that I would never be complete and I would always be broken.
See,
I'm here to tell you that
caught it late, but I caught it early. I
have healed from some significant trauma that I really never thought I would heal from.
Yeah.
But with that said, it really was time and a lot of therapy and a lot of life experiences and meeting different people. But there were times where I didn't think it would ever happen.
Oh, yeah.
That I could look or think about situations and I'm not automatically like triggered or traumatized, that I can actually hold it and be okay. And it took a long time for me.
I think you also need that you just need like a few people who will have your back. You know,
yeah, everybody needs somebody in their corner.
Somebody needs and not like you don't need. Sometimes you don't need that person to be like, oh, this is what you should do. This is the plan. You just need someone just to sit there and be like, I'm just gonna listen.
Yes.
Or I got you.
Or yeah.
Yes.
That's all part of the healing process. I mean, nowadays it's like mental health is up there. A lot of people are
when I'm
going
feeling
through.
down, my boys come over. We just sit here in silence. We don't even talk. We just play video games. Like,
and that's it.
Holding
I'd rather
space
have
for each
company
other.
than just like Anton. Anton comes over every Saturday, so he's gonna come over tomorrow. We was friends before we was cousins. Like the way how we found out we was cousins is that his brother came to my mama's house and introduced himself. My dad's like, yeah, that's your older cousin. And then he called Antoine. Antoine comes over. So what are you doing here? I'm like, what are you doing in my house, kid? He's like, I'm at my family member's house. I'm like, all right, cool. We cousins. But no, every Saturday he comes over and we literally sit here and ask each other questions like, bro, how was your week?
Yeah.
What's been going on with you? Like, talk to me. Like, how's your mental? And we literally sit there, smoke, watch Power, and literally he'll be studying because he's going to be a what's it called? I be forgetting. Some orthopedic thing.
Physical therapist?
Yeah, something like that. Occupational
therapist.
So I'm like, I want to see all my friends with me. So we ask ourselves the questions. He's studying, smoking, and I'm watching a movie. And look, and that's the type of people you need. Just sit there and talk, and just cool.
And you look forward to that.
I look forward every Saturday, man. I get to pile my shit on my boy. He piles his shit on me, and we keep it pushing.
And you release that stress.
Yeah, you release the stress, man, because you know, even if you have that family member that you don't talk to, try to talk to them because they might be going through the same thing you're going through, and then y'all can actually motivate each other. Like, bruh, like you said, I'm busy. If it wasn't for Antoine or my cousin, I'll be the same lazy person that I am. But all my friends is going back to school.
Yeah.
All my friends is having careers. What am I doing? Like, so we all try to level each other up while still being friends. Like, alright, you're doing this, but I'm gonna do this. And if you get there, I'm gonna help you get there, but I'm also gonna do this on this side.
Yeah.
So.
That's a good thing. Yeah, it is. That's all part of healing. Healing. So it's not easy. You just gotta take it one day at a time. One day at a time. You have to take it.
One day at a time.
But in order to heal,
you
just gotta
breathe, man.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Take a step back.
Both of you spoke about is finding other people to support you in that journey, like-minded people, and you might not know who they're going to be. You might not even know that they might even turn out to be your cousin, but you just found someone that was a like-minded person that just gets you. You can just pick up. You can not talk for probably a couple weeks if you wanted to, but you could just pick right up.
Man, this kid, we fight every other day, but
you come back together.
Come back together, man. Because we don't want to see each other mess up. We're getting older. We're trying to get out of our family habits and just actually be a family. You know, sometimes family don't talk to each other, or they say this, they say that. Me and I don't talk to any of my family. You gotta literally call 10 other people just to come talk to me. That's how I like it. Like, you can't find me. You can't find me. But
you're not that easily accessible.
Yeah, but my immediate people that I fuck with, aka Mina, my mom, my sisters, they know how to find me.
And you're there.
Oh, yes.
So. Even when I go to family events, they're like, where you been? I'm like, I'm a ghost. I just show up out of nowhere.
Like the movie part.
Yeah, I just show up out of nowhere, and they don't be expecting me. Like,
it sounds like you have good boundaries, though, actually, because you're setting up a boundary of
yeah. But Africans don't like
out.
that.
Oh.
They don't like that.
Is that true?
They don't. They hate it.
Like, even things like you're saying, like, I'm staying in my lane, or I thought about this, and, like, how I want...
Well,
like,
sometimes if you're... certain people will take offense to it, like, oh, like, what are you doing?
You don't talk to me every day, or you don't text me, you don't call me. The phones work both ways, my friend.
It does.
The phones work both ways. That's why my mom hates it every time I say I don't like this family member, I don't like this family member. Because you already showed me your actions when I was little. So why am I going to mess with you? Why am I going to force myself to ruin my happiness to make my mother happy and to make you happy by faking it?
Yes.
Yeah, culture plays a big role in healing too, especially
Yeah.
sometimes we don't believe in going to talk to a therapist or what have it, you know. So
My mom tried to get me to therapy, but when she realized it wasn't working, I started talking to her, and so that's my best friend, right?
yeah.
That's really my best friend.
You just need that person who you feel comfortable with to
growing
talk
up,
to.
you're so scared to talk to your parents about this, about that. But I don't know why I was scared to talk to my mom. My mom was chill from the jump. It's just hurt being African. But when all my friends come over, oh, your mom's so cool. I'm like, nah, you don't get the ass whoopings I be getting. You know the story, like, your mom try to pretend in front of your friends.
Yes. Yeah.
But no, my mom was really like that. Like, oh, you guys come eat, or I pick them up from school, this and that, and I'm the one who's getting suspended from school. But she'll still pick up my friends from school.
Yeah, no,
take us out, soccer games, this and that. Even if I didn't have it or they didn't have it, my mom would give it to them. But I didn't see that. All I was like, yeah, you guys call me the black sheep. I'm gonna be the black sheep. I'm gonna do this, and that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted to prove a point back then. So, but hey, we've learned.
Oh yeah.
We learned. That's all.
And I remember, me and her was just dying the other day, man. See, I got stories for days. So I was in middle school, right?
Yeah.
I got suspended for sagging. For sagging.
Oh my gosh.
So my mom pulls up to the school. She was walking up the stairs. I already tell on her face she's heated. Comes in the principal's office. Well, I don't give a fuck. I'm still sagging. So we leave. I'm still sagging. She's like, take off my pants. On the school steps.
In the winter, remember? Winter time.
take off my pants. She's like, I paid for it. Take it off. Since you want to sag, you're gonna walk home in your boxers. Literally made me walk home in my boxers.
I remember that. I remember that story. In the winter too. It was freezing.
And we just laugh about it now because it was funny. I'm like, for sagging? You really did that for sagging?
Well, I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm really liking your mom.
Well, that African discipline,
So, like,
for sagging, I'm like, yo. Oh,
she's
man.
like, that's the African discipline right there.
You took her away from whatever she was doing, whether she was working.
She didn't even give me a ride home.
She was doing.
She made me walk.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
walk.
It's the discipline.
Until the cop felt bad for me and picked me up. And then drove me home. They talked about his child abuse. My mom said, nope, this house is Africa, out there is America.
Yes, exactly. This is the African way of doing things.
Yeah, but I got back home and I went inside. So
it's Africa, yeah.
When it's warm enough in Africa to walk in your shorts.
He was sagging, so she had to come out of work. So she told the cops, "This house is Africa, out there is America." That's it.
And the thing is, you can't snitch either, because if you snitch, it's gonna be worse. So I'm just like,
oh yeah,
it was my fault.
I like that.
Hey, you can't snitch, man.
In this house, you're in Africa.
You're gonna get an even bigger butt whipping.
Oh yes.
Big time.
Oh yes.
I get it.
Well, DC Life is gonna take you. My mom was like, they could take you, but you're gonna be a drug fiend. That's what she said. She said they could take you, but you're just gonna be a drug addict.
Oh, jeez.
She didn't get. That's the thing.
She was not playing.
She didn't care.
Well, she wanted him to know that. Listen, you think it's bad in this house?
Like, just go out there and see.
Go out there and see. It ain't better out there. So.
But I've been out there. I was homeless. Yeah, I was homeless with a 3-year-old. With a 1-year-old. My bad.
Yeah. So.
But now, things is good. It just takes time for me to mature, for people to mature and realize, like, even now when I'm talking to my mom, she's like, wow, like, okay.
You
because we was talking about Kavai.
Uh-huh.
And I had said something, I'm like, because he's like, oh, why should I give it to the mama? Why is this kid always bad? I'm like, it's not that he's always bad.
Yeah.
It's because he got no love in the relationship. First of all, you're sending your son to his mom's house for a week or so, whatever. He's gonna come back with the behaviors that his mom instilled in him. Mm-hmm. She tells my nephew to say, I don't like you, or get off of me, or shut up, or grandma did this, or grandma did that. Like, So that's what the mom would do. And then my parents, or my mom and my brother, will like try to make him do the right stuff. But how are you gonna teach a kid 2 different things?
Makes sense. Very confusing.
And both parents ain't being very supportive of the child. They're not putting their time. My brother works. He's a workaholic. And then the mom don't care. So where's the time and energy going into the kid? You're saying that he's bad. You're saying that he's bad. He's doing this. Thursday, he tripped the kid and punched him in the face at school. Talking about I was playing with the bag and he wanted the bag. But again, there's no love in the relationship, and my brother's not understanding that you gotta make time for your kids. If you don't make time to teach your kids,
now
you're just gonna. Your son's. I already told him his son's gonna go to juvie by the time he turns 13.
Goes quick this time.
Like I already told him, you're already fighting everybody at football practice. You're fighting at school. And next thing you know, you're gonna go to your mom's house, and then you're gonna give the kids to the mom. Guess what? The kid's gonna be a gangbanger by the time he's 13. It's gonna happen.
That's.
And then my mom was like, "You didn't have to say all that." I'm like, "It's the truth."
It's a tough pill to swallow, you know, when you're going through.
Yeah.
It's especially.
But you know, my brother was offended that it was coming from me. Like,
I know it because it's a tough pill to swallow, you know. But like we just said, when it comes to these stuff, it's like you have to let it go. You just gotta let go of some stuff, you know. Put on your big boy pants and just be like, okay, I have to do this. What's best? It's not about me anymore. It's about him.
Yeah.
So what's best in that situation? So
it's take a step back.
It's easier said than done. It's hard for people to take a step back.
You can work, but you also gotta be comfortable to spend time with your family.
I know, but it gets difficult when people have so many other stuff that they put in the way, distractions, and like when you work.
Distractions gonna come over your son though.
I agree with that. I agree with that. You do have to prioritize, but we all know the best people, the best professional people don't prioritize because it's like, okay, what I'm doing right now, I'm working, I'm trying to make a good life for my family. For the future, but not looking at today what the big picture is.
But you got 2 days in the week that you off. You can spend one of those days with your kin.
I get what you're saying.
There's no excuses. I'm the person that makes no excuses.
I know
There's
that.
24 hours in a day. You
that
can't spend 2 to 3 hours. Really?
You know, like I said.
But you go on the soccer field. But you can't spend 2 to 3
hours. I
guess
that's his healing place. The soccer field.
Yeah,
that's his healing place.
African's place.
You know, when you're going through your stress and everything
that's
else.
literally where all the drama is.
That's the healing place. You know,
you going in for the gossip, like who cheated on who today?
Yeah, like I said, it's like
I'm telling you, it's like love and hip hop on the soccer field.
It's all about. That's what I'm saying.
You see grown men crying. Man.
Most of the time, people. That's okay. Right there, what we're saying. This is most of the time people don't want to face their challenge. Yeah. They need a distraction to get their mind off of it. So we gotta heal. But anyways, this was a nice discussion.
Sorry, it took a little minute.
I know it took some time. No, I didn't bring the pumpkin spice coffee that you were
I'm not drinking coffee. It's
you know what I mean?
I don't know how y'all drink coffee. It's a drug.
The pumpkin. I don't even drink coffee like that. You know me by now. I don't even drink coffee like that. But you were making fun of me last time when we were talking about
pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice is not nice. See what I did there?
Pumpkin spice Oreo cookies. It's nice.
Yeah, you see what I did there?
Yeah, it's not nice pumpkin spice. But what can I say? I just want to say thank you again once more for having this beautiful discussion.
Big things coming soon.
Big things are coming soon. But for you out there who's listening, listen, I know it's challenging. I mean, it's a tough world out there. It's not easy. We're sitting here doing this. It's not an easy thing. We've been through our challenges, and I'm sure going on with this podcast, you will hear some different stuff. But just hang in there. You know what I mean? Take it one day at a time. Don't beat yourself up. All right? You're not alone. We all go through this stuff. Don't give up. Don't give up. God first.
Find friends
all right?
You have things in common with.
And yes, it's very important. Find some good people. Some good roots. It's kind of like that tree. You know?
Or the movie.
Yes.
Oh, not the movie. Not the movie. Not Kunta Kinte.
Yes. But
And what about I'd love to hear other people's stories.
Oh yeah, that's what we mean. We have big things coming very soon.
Yeah.
I want to find out if people have any insight into.
Like I was cutting my hair today. I brought up the podcast to my barber. My barber's like, "You want to have me on the show?" Because listen, He's an Italian man that grew up in the hood, so I know the boy got some good stories.
Oh, yeah. So that's true. So down the line, we want some inputs, and don't get me wrong, not everybody's gonna agree with some of what we say, but bring your inputs. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be a right or a wrong answer. You can tell us how you go through your healing process.
Judgment-free zone.
Yeah, like we said, like some people's healing process is going on a soccer field or listening to drama. I mean, playing video games. But
play video games and make money.
Exactly.
I'm not just gonna say play video games. Go on Twitch or something. You can play your video games, but you can still make money by streaming.
Yes. So
do what you've got to do that's healthy to heal.
Yeah.
Even if it might be dressing your dog in outfits. I mean, that's
you do.
Some people go on shopping sprees, retail therapy, tattoo therapy.
That's true. But
you still need money.
But we're here, and like I said, this is the Uplifting Waiting Room. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, and our contacts is right at the bottom. And we'll be back again next time with some more conversations. Have a blessed night.
You guys needed his inbox with some conversations, man. Email, comment.
Yes,
whatever.
Exactly. Whatever you want us to talk about, we'll bring it on a podcast and we'll have a good conversation. As always, have a blessed weekend, a blessed week, and we shall see you next time
Uplifted
on the Uplifting Waiting Room.
Booyah.